everybody? Chris Fox here with Soul by Fox. We are here with Marlena from SoCal Title.
Yes.
Not only are you my title rep, but you're also one of my best friends and my mentors, and I'm grateful to have you here.
I'm excited to be here. Love it. Thank you for having me.
And you are doing 75 hard right now.
I am. 75 hard is hard. They are not lying when they say that, as you know, because you've done it already. So, yeah, it's been life altering though. It's definitely been life changing. I love what it's done for my mind. I love what I've been able to accomplish. I mean, heck, I was in Cabo for 5 days last week.
I don't know how you did that.
I don't know either. I mean, I was with 6 of my girlfriends, and you know, the wine nights and the dessert nights and the great tortillas and breads and everything that goes along with a vacation, right?
Yeah.
And just staying focused on this. And it was great because I had such support from them. They would work out with me for one of my workouts per day. And they were just so supportive. So looking at what I did in that 5 days, and I'm on day 43, by the way.
Yes.
I feel so good because there's like 30 days left. Did you see that light at the end of the tunnel when you were doing it? Did you kind of go through that?
I loved being in that space, so I really didn't want it to end. Injury kind of forced it, but was that the most difficult part you would think is the sweets?
For me, it's the food. 100% the food, because I felt like I already did really well on my diet, because I feel like I'm pretty focused on my workouts and everything else, and the gallon of water, I've been doing that for 2 years. However, the food is what really made me think, wow, it's easy to grab and go. It's easy to eat bad food because it's just for that, it's that moment and gratification to your body, right? But yeah, it's so that part's been difficult for me, but
because you've always maintained a high level of fitness. And I've always looked up to you as being my healthy, fit friend.
And I felt like I'm a healthy, fit person until you take the junk food out of your diet, right? And then you've got to find that good stuff to put in your body 24/7. 24/7. If that's the diet that you create for yourself, that's what you got to go by. And Chris, I'll say, and I know you talked to me about this when you were doing it, it's that self-integrity. So if you are doing 75 hard and you listen to this podcast, it's life altering for sure, because it's not about what you think of me in doing it. It's about myself. It's about what I'm going to be able to lay on my pillow at night and know that I didn't lie about one of those tasks that you write off, right? So that's huge. That's a big deal, and I think that's got me so solid in that space so that I can get through it and know that I 100% gave it my all.
What are you hoping to get out of on the backside? Like, what was your motivation? I know Dave included you and incorporated you in a group, and I think maybe that really, pushed you into the fire.
Yeah, because you know me.
But what is your purpose for doing it? Like, what do you? So maybe that changes too as you're getting through it.
For sure. I think for me, like even in my daily workouts, and I love, like, it's about helping other women. Like I'm all about a woman's space, and I feel like we need so much encouragement, and I feel that these women who already follow me in my daily workout and see what I'm doing and reach out to me for that accountability and thank you for being inspiring and all the things that I love what that feels like for them, right? So with coming out of this, I spoke about this morning with my son. I said, I'm gonna eat differently. That's for me, it's the bottom line. Like I would enjoy one thing a day, but maybe I now enjoy one thing a weekend or one thing on a Saturday or one thing on a Sunday. But I'm gonna still stay in the space and try to do the 2 workouts because I feel good, right?
I noticed after post 75 hard, like if I would do a single workout, I felt like a failure.
Right.
I felt like one workout a day was not enough. Like I was letting myself down because you start to identify what you're capable of.
Right.
And once you've succeeded, Like everything else seems like failure.
Yeah,
like
and it just seems like, okay, it's easy to do. Like I have time, I create time. A lot of people do say, and I don't know if you went through this or you felt this, but a lot of people do say like it's almost a full-time job to manage it, right? Into your schedule of work and do the things that we do as realtors and title. But I believe like it's just about that extra hour early. It's 45 minutes, right? It's that extra hour. It's not, if you're disciplined enough, you can get it done.
Sure.
So
and not make excuses. I mean, I found even, you know, hadn't successfully completed 75 hard and then going through the injuries and like having that not be an option for me. Yeah. It's like I'm chomping at the bit to get back to that headspace.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but I've never felt better as a human being. I've never felt more successful, more confident. Like for the first time in my life, I wasn't in my own way.
Yeah.
And I am my biggest enemy. I'm super comfortable, and I think, you know, being comfortable is you know, the biggest obstacle in life. But 75 hard removed all that for me. Like I was just reacting and acting on all of my thoughts. How about your clear head? How about the clarity of your thoughts? And the juices that flow.
Yeah, it's like wild.
Like to do intense workouts and get that intensity up, you just get to the space where like you have all the best ideas just flowing to you.
100%.
Like that flow state, like it's the creative space that you can enter through that is unbelievable. And I'm like freaking out because I just want to get back to that space.
Yeah, yeah.
Today was my first day back with my trainer, so.
Oh, how was that?
It's amazing. Like I'm here, I feel so much, a lot of it was, you know, mental and emotional for me. Like I'm kind of a nutcase. So like the workout, you know, makes me sane. It keeps me happy. It maintains my emotions. So to have a workout in today for the first time post stem cell treatment it feels really good. Yeah,
and to have the energy and what comes with working out. And I will say that's another part of it too, is we need that hour of time, or that, you know, 2 hours of time to yourself to really look what we do for a living. You know, we work with people, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing that we get to work with.
But there's a lot of stress involved.
And it's a lot of stress because I think we take on a lot, right?
Sure.
So I think that this space of you creating for yourself in a workout, especially before you start your day, is so needed. Yeah. It's so to clear our minds, to release, to do all the things. Because you know, you got little kids. Yeah. I got grown ones, and they're not any easier than probably your littles. So it's hard, and we've got a lot going on with our clients and our families. And I think the workout is what we need.
Yeah, so I think everybody needs it, and not necessarily, you know, 75 hard. I think everybody should try 75 hard. I think you're doing yourself a major disservice if you just don't commit to experiencing that and pushing yourself, because you're capable of so much more, you know. Yes. But like I look back now, and I've achieved a level of success that I'm grateful for. But like I don't even know how I got to where I'm at without having fitness in my life as a consistent, you know, component to my everyday regiment.
Agreed.
Like I feel like I'm a changed person. Yes. So I think encouraging everybody to get active and have some motion. Like it doesn't have to be, you know, beast mode. You can go for a walk, you know, just do something, get out there and move is kind of.
And you'd be surprised a daily walk. A daily walk is huge, man. I mean, a couple miles on a walk, walking your dog or whatever you're doing, it changes you. It helps. It just encourages you. It brings so much more to you than people, you know, honestly think.
Sure.
So yeah, 75 hard. I encourage everybody to try it, to do it, to get through it if you can, because it is life changing. Yeah.
And I think for me, I didn't realize, like I thought it was like physical, like, oh, you know, I want to lose my belly fat. I want to look good with my shirt off. Like that's what motivated me to start. Yes. I had no idea the ride that I was in for. Yes. Like, because people will tell me, you don't need to diet. Why are you dieting? No. I'm on a different path. I am including protein in every one of my meals, and I am drinking protein 2 times a day, and I'm increasing my, you know, my muscle per se. Yeah. But it doesn't mean that I'm dieting. No, I'm trying to follow something that I wasn't doing before, and I'm seeing changes. That's what it's about. Have you noticed chemical changes in your brain though? Like your thought process,
everything.
like
yes, I mean you'd be surprised. Like we're talking about, it's like you've got to do it to understand it, right? You've got to experience it to know what we're actually feeling. That clarity, oh my gosh! Like I feel like I can move mountains.
No, you have this godlike, like literally, you're unstoppable.
Yeah. And I thought I was unstoppable before, but shoot, I'm like at a whole nother level.
It's like shifting a gear. Like, it's like I've been stuck in first gear my whole freaking life.
Yeah.
And now like 75 hard, like I'm shifting gears. You get into second gear and you're like, you gain more momentum, more speed. You shift in the third gear and it's that evolution.
Yep. Agreed.
But it's mental. Not, I mean, you reap the physical rewards of your activity, but that's not the miracle. The miracle is happening for me in my head. Is it the same for you?
100%.
I love it.
100%. And I know for some it's more physical. For me, it's definitely been this way like you. I think it's more of a mental thing, and the whole challenge has made me see so many different ways, and I love it. I love it.
The exposure to, for me, the reading of the books and slowly the exposure to different people in that same space with their perspectives and their podcasts and their Audible books and like, it's just a growing of the mind. It's unbelievable.
I think you had shared with me, we're both Audible readers, obviously Audible listeners. And I think, okay, this is 2023. I've read 3 books this year.
Yeah.
Huge for me, physically touching those books.
How many books would you have read without 75
None, I
hard?
would not. I would not have. I promise you, I'm an Audible person. I would have never sat down to read every day. And I feel so much smarter. I mean, everything. It's amazing. Yeah.
And that's, you touch on that. I mean, the confidence, being confident and taking that away and applying that to your daily life is just... so much. I'm so fired up right now.
I know.
I mean, I got to the best place I've ever been in my life in every way, shape, or form, through 75 hard. And then, as you know, I had a knee injury and I've gone through some stem cell treatment. But at my best, I was 175 pounds. And that's like the best version of myself I've ever been. And now I'm 202 pounds. So for me, I'm chomping at the bit to get back to work, you know, but I'm trying to do it intelligently and efficiently and, let the doctors do their job and let my body heal.
Yes, exactly. It's different when you have an injury. It's harder.
You appreciate it more. For me, I've had it taken away from me.
Yeah.
And I've not and I'm a no excuse person. Like I don't take, like, you make an excuse or you make it happen. Which person are you?
That's right.
So for me, I feel like, making excuses is hard for me to overcome emotionally, but, I'm excited to start back down this journey again. And I think I'm going to appreciate it so much more, being out of shape, getting in shape, and then being forced virtually, back out of shape.
Yeah.
I could have made better decisions along the way. I could have kept my diet cleaner and I didn't, but it's just like, kind of an all or nothing person. Again, I'm excited. I'm going to treat today as day one back at the gym and heading down that path. And I'm excited for that.
That's exciting.
So I just watched and I live vicariously through your social media.
Yes. And I'm not a big everyday poster about it. I'm just kind of, okay, here's day 30, here's day 40, that sort of thing. But it does help. It's helpful. The encouragement always helps, when people are rooting for you, and it's a big deal.
And I think you as a role model, it was your necessary next step, to show the people that are following you this next gear. And I'm excited to see how many women's lives you change, how many people are inspired and go after it because of you. So I think you sharing is really important.
And I saw
others.
I saw Steve, you guys are both, my best friends from forever and ever.
Steve Crossman is the one that really introduced this to me. That guy is next level.
Next level.
Love that guy to death. Without him, I mean, he was definitely my support system through
and
it all.
I could say that for Dave. Dave says the same thing about Chris. Like, I'm sorry, about Steve. And he says, how it's huge that what he sees in him. So, it's pretty cool.
It's an amazing journey.
It is.
Well, if anybody's interested in looking more into it, 75 Hard is the program. It's app-based, so you download the app on your phone, and then it's easy. It's a daily checklist that you just, every time you complete a task, you check that box. So it's easy to track. At the end of the day, you take a photo of yourself, and then you go on the, the checklist restarts for your next day, and it counts your days for you. So it's really a no-brainer. It's really user-friendly. And I think that's really important to being successful. It's having something so simplistic.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, let's talk a little bit about title.
Yes. Title, the title love. Let's see. I've been here in this world of title for 33 years now. So it's been a wonderful journey. I have a great team, SoCal Title, that I've been since October. And yeah, everything.
You guys really are amazing. I've never had escrow officers like pull me aside to tell me how amazing not only you are, but like the people that you work with, other people at SoCal that maybe I'm not familiar with, and I can't call by name because I'm not embedded in that process or that portion of the transaction.
You don't have to be, because you have people that are, delegated to do the tasks for you, right?
Yeah.
Like escrow, like myself, and we like to leave you out as much as possible. That means we're doing our job, right?
It's amazing, and it's a comforting feeling, but even more so to have escrow officers, pull me inside to feel like they need to make sure that I know how amazing you guys are performing.
Awesome. I love that.
It makes me feel good, yeah. So I mean, not that I thought there would be anything less than that coming from you, but no, it's been overwhelming and it's been amazing.
That's good. That's good.
Let's talk. I mean, I think one of my biggest questions for you, and I think would be healthy for the public to understand, is, I run into it often. Someone did a pass. They call it a quick claim deed. Is that what it's called?
Deed, title change.
Sure. They make some sort of change to title, whether it be, two brothers or bought a home together as partners, and then, they have equity and one of them wants to go on their own. So the brother will buy out maybe with money that he has without a refinance transaction.
Correct.
But
or a sale.
Or a sale of the property. He'll buy out the brother, and they'll do a quick claim deed, and they'll deed him off the title of the home without an insured title policy or without an escrow established.
And it becomes uninsured, right? So, yes. So
can you explain that more to me?
Yeah, for sure. So here's how it works. So when you have two people, individuals like you're saying, on title, one comes off. Maybe they're leaving out of the country. Maybe they're, like you said, starting another type of investment. Maybe they're buying on their own, whatever it may be.
Sure.
And one individual comes off that title, but it's not done through any refinance or not done through any escrow transaction. That deed, yes, becomes uninsured. The average, consumer would never understand that, Chris, right? So I'm
in the industry and I have a hard time understanding.
Right,
so
exactly.
That's why I want to make sure people know.
We can't expect your clients to understand it. All they know is, hey, we own this property together. I'm ready to go. I'm going to transfer title to my brother, or whatever the case may be.
Why would you think that wouldn't suffice?
That wouldn't suffice, exactly. So what happens is, because it becomes uninsured, let's just say this person who came off title is no longer able to be found. Maybe they're, left the country. Well, now it's time for that other person to now sell.
They call Chris Fox to sell their home.
They're ready to list their property with you.
And guess what?
Yeah.
Now I've got a roadblock, right?
You've got a roadblock.
So tell me more about that.
Title is not clear. What happens is, because that deed was uninsured, because they did it again, just basically went down to the county recorders, had it recorded, there's no insurance attached to it.
Sure.
So that is what's called an uninsured deed. Well, another part of that, had they transferred the property with an uninsured deed, but had an affidavit called an affidavit of uninsured deed filled out, that owner would have obtained that document, and then it's a non-recordable document. You don't have to record it. And then what he would have done when he listed with you and gone into escrow, handed that over and said, oh, I have an affidavit of uninsured deed because my brother made sure that we had this signed prior to him leaving the country. So then we could have transferred title. You could have had your buyer in there. We could have been solid. But because that wasn't the case, there was no affidavit of uninsured deed. Now we're trying to locate the person who came off title.
Maybe they don't want to be located.
Maybe they don't want to be located.
Maybe they split over a poor relationship, and now that's an opportunity for that brother to stick it to the brother, and he doesn't want to be found, or he refuses to sign it.
And guess what?
Or gets tax liens.
I was just going to say, when you list that property, now you're in escrow, now we've got an uninsured deed, now escrow is calling to get a demand because, hi, brother who is off title, who came off title, has now left you with a $200,000 tax lien. Well, guess what? That has to be paid.
And even though he's been deeded off title, you get stuck paying that tax lien for your brother, right? Because it wasn't properly facilitated.
This is correct. This is correct.
So
that's a big deal. And you know, again, the consumer doesn't understand that. They just know that they can draw up a deed.
Sure.
They could even write on a deed. They could physically write on the deed, take the person off, go down to the county, get it recorded. It's of record. It's county records, right? But they don't know that the process is, affidavit of insurance. How would they know?
They don't.
You know?
And that's why I thought this was a great, topic to touch on. And I think it's important for the consumer to understand this. You know, if you're going to make any changes to title, please consult with a professional before doing so. Get that guidance. Ensure that it's handled properly so you don't have any repercussions in the future.
Yeah, and I know you and I, working so closely, I know you've sent me your clients, hey Marlena, my seller has a question in regards to a deed that's on the property. So at least get me in touch with your sellers so that I can help them along the way and direct them the path they need to go to get title cleared. Because
that can be extremely scary, and it could
it could destroy a deal, honestly,
or destroy the livelihood of that person. I couldn't imagine trying to sell my home, excited about $200,000 equity that got ate up by a tax lien from my brother that disappeared.
Correct.
How would that negatively impact my life?
Right. Exactly.
It'd be horrible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people don't know. So it's good that we're doing this to let your followers know how important it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to be with me today, Marlena.
Of course. Absolutely. Always excited to do this.
Yeah. I mean, not only did we educate, our sphere a little bit about, properly, handling a grant deed, but they got a bonus. They got some coaching,
right?
Some inspiration for 75 Hard. I think that's amazing. I think everyone should get out there, look up 75 Hard and get to work.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is Marlena from SoCal Title, and thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely.
You're amazing.
Yeah.